guys, my name is Danielle DeNicola and I am here to rank your video game romances. I have been a cosplayer and model for about 8 years now, and I also stream on Twitch. I play video games, I am a partner there, and I have been streaming for about 5 to 6 years now. I started streaming costumes and I have always loved playing video games, so I have evolved into a variety game streamer. However, usually my bread and butter is RPG, especially fantasy games on stream, and so I asked you guys what your favorite video game romances are, and I will be ranking them on a scale from 1 to 10. We're starting off with a really strong one. It is Miranda Lawson from Mass Effect. So if you have not played Mass Effect, it is a space RPG where you are a commander and you are forming a squad to go and save the day in your ship, basically. Miranda is one of the first people that you meet, and she is the epitome of a femme fatale. She knows exactly what she wants. She gets it. She has depth. She's not just a femme fatale, she has depth. She has a character arc that is almost unmatched, I would say. And I think the only reason that I would not put her at an exact 10 is because in the third game, she doesn't have as much of a big role to play as the second one. I'm going to go ahead and put her at a 9 out of 10. Okay, number 2 is from Cyberpunk 2077. It is an amazing game with a lot of romance options, and this person says River, who is the cop that helps you out throughout the course of the game. I actually, because in Cyberpunk 2077, you can romance more than one person, I tried River's romance, and I gotta say, not a man of culture. I'm gonna give River's romance a 4 out of 10. And I think that that is giving him a little bit more credit than he's worth, I want to say. He seems like a very nice guy, but he also sort of has the personality of wet cardboard. And I think that in such a lore-rich game and with so many deep, compelling characters, River, to me, falls a little bit short. So, 4 out of 10. Next on this list is a fan favorite. I'm gonna have 2 hot takes in a row, and that's okay. I won't be taking any questions. This one is Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3, which is a brand new D&D themed RPG that just came out. And Asterion is the dark, romantic, mysterious vampire rogue with white hair. And I see why he is compelling. I do. And I understand the hype. However, I find him to be just a little bit arrogant and a little bit insufferable, and I tend to leave him at camp with Gale. So because of that, I'm going to acknowledge his hotness, however, and I'm going to say 6 out of 10 for personality. Next up, we have Morrigan from Dragon Age Inquisition. And I believe that whoever said this is an intellectual, because Morrigan is, in my opinion, the best romanceable character in all of Dragon Age. Morrigan was actually one of the first cosplays that I ever made because she is a bad bitch. She is a witch from the forest. She has no reason truly to help you, and you don't actually know whether or not she is going to kill you at any moment, which makes the romance exciting. Maybe that's toxic of me, but she sticks by your side the entire time and she looks amazing doing it. So I'm gonna give Morgan full marks, 10 out of 10. Next up we have Tali from Mass Effect as well. There's actually a ton of Mass Effect in here, which means you guys all have great taste. Tali, I think, is an incredible character. She's amazing, she's smart, she's adaptable, she's confident, she's talented, she's just good at everything, pure of heart. However, while I love her and I love her character, I actually had her in my party almost at all times. Her and Miranda, actually. I find her to be too much of a little sister type. And so for that, I'm going to say 7 out of 10, but that's not to say that she's not amazing, because she is absolutely amazing. Okay, we've moved on to one of my favorite games of all time, which is The Witcher. It's actually my most played game on Steam right now. I think at like 400 hours, and I have yet to even complete the story, and I know I don't want to talk about it. But we have Triss from The Witcher, one of our options for Geralt, and I actually have a lot of thoughts about Triss. However, to keep it short and sweet, I like her, but I don't love her, and that is because I think, and I will get back to this, Geralt's one true love is Yennefer and always will be Yennefer. And I also think it's kind of cringe that she waited until he lost his memory to swoop in when she knew that Yennefer was with him the entire time. And I feel like you don't do that to friends. So, because of that, I'm going to give her a 5 out of 10 for neutrality, because she also saves your life. But you know what? Do we want it? Maybe. Maybe not. The next one on here is Isabella from Dragon Age 2, and I will admit that I have not played Dragon Age 2. I did Origins and I did Inquisition, but I skipped Dragon Age 2. However, I kept her on this list because she's a very hot pirate, and for that, I'm giving her an 8 out of 10. And I need no other context. Yennefer actually is next from The Witcher, and I will follow up from my Triss answer and say that Yennefer is a 10 out of 10. While the beginning, it takes a while for her to come around, which I understand because Triss came in there and tried to steal her man. He did not have his memory, and for that, I think it's fair that they can continue their romance where they left off. So I chose Yennefer. I think she's amazing. And yeah, no notes, 10 out of 10. Circling back to Cyberpunk 2077, our next video game romance that we are ranking is Panem. And I thoroughly believe that Panem is quite possibly the best written video game romance ever created, ever. And so I'm going to give it another 10 out of 10. And nobody can tell me otherwise. And I'm pretty sure that the entire internet is going to be with me on this one. Panem is everything and more. So full marks, 100%, A+. Next up, if you are sensing a theme, is Ashley Williams from Mass Effect. And Ashley is going to break our perfect score streak because I am not the biggest Ashley fan, although I did pick her over our boy in Mass Effect 1. Not saying the names for spoiler reasons, but I like Ashley, but I don't love Ashley. And she gives you a really, really hard time in the game. And just personally, I value loyalty a lot in my friendships and relationships. And the fact that she doesn't stick by you the whole time and is kind of rude. I'm gonna give her a 6.5 out of 10 because she starts strong and then dips hard and then comes back strong. The next one we have on this list is Judy from Cyberpunk. And while Panem, I think, is quite literally perfect, and River is quite literally not, I think Judy is a really good example of like chaotic neutral characters who are really good, but maybe not good for you. But I love her, and she is one of my favorite characters in the actual game. I think Panem is incredible and almost ethereal, but because of that, I find her not really tangible. And I feel like Judy is kind of like a better example of a real person, real human, and I find like that to be a little bit more refreshing. However, because she isn't like this ethereal being like I feel like Panem is, I'm gonna give Judy an 8 out of 10. Next up on this list is Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. And I actually just got Karlach in my party. She is a rough and tough, muscly, red tiefling, like demon character with horns and a huge heart. And she is getting chased for something she didn't really do. And all she wants is peace. And I think that in terms of companions that you can have in Baldur's Gate 3, and I believe because of the internet's reaction to this game and her that most people will agree with me, I think she is top tier, one of the best characters in Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm gonna give her a 9 out of 10. Purely because I haven't finished the game yet. I haven't finished the romance, so I actually don't know how it ends, but I love her so far. And I've seen a lot of clips of it, and I think I have the authority to give her a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Liara from Mass Effect. And I actually romanced Liara on accident the first time I played Mass Effect because I pressed the wrong dialogue. But Liara is, in Mass Effect, I would say a staple character. Like, from the very beginning, has always been there, a huge character, a huge part of the game. I think anything low would be a sin to give Liara. I think Liara has to be in the top percentile. However, and I know that I might get flamed for this, but it is my opinion, and I will be honest, I find her just a little tiny bit boring, especially compared to all of these like intense Mass Effect characters like Miranda. The first time you meet her, comes in guns blazing through a doorway. Samara and Tali and Garrus, like Garrus's first mission is you're literally breaking him out of like a prison, basically. So I just find her on the boring side. However, I recognize that she is a pillar of the game. So because of that, I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10. But I know that not everybody will be happy with that. So there's 2 left. The first is another Baldur's Gate character, and I'm sure that somebody would have guessed it by now, but it is Shadowheart. Shadowheart you get right from the very beginning. And I will say, didn't love her when I first met her because she's super standoffish. And I thought that she was, I don't know what the word for it is. She just wasn't friendly. She wasn't friendly. She was super standoffish, almost like I'm better than you, leave me alone attitude. Now, while I say that, I do recognize you're on a Mind Flayer ship full of alien monsters trying to kill you all, so maybe charisma was not the goal, and that makes a lot of sense, right? So, as I have had her in my party, which I have throughout most of Baldur's Gate, her personality has started to come through a little bit more, and we all love a hot goth girlfriend. So I'm going to give actually, while Shadowheart started fairly low for me, I think I'm going to end up giving her a 7.5 out of 10 because she's not Karlach. And last on this list is Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition. And I was so happy when I saw her on this list because that is actually who I romanced in Dragon Age Inquisition. And if you haven't recognized by now, I love a girl with a challenge. So Sarah is already off the bat skeptical of everything that you're doing. And you kind of have to go out of your way to impress her. And I think that maybe I've learned something about myself while filming this video, but maybe I have a type. And it starts with Miranda and it ends with Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition. But I love her. And I love a misunderstood enemies to lovers romance. I think we all do. So we're gonna end that on a strong note and give Sarah a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I had an amazing time. I love talking about video games. I love talking about video game romances. I could talk forever, so this one was a little bit longer, but if you think that I missed anybody, if you have anyone to add, please let me know in the comments below. We can talk about it, reminisce, and if you have any other ideas, maybe we could do some tier lists of some games or some romances. Let me know. I think that would be really, really fun. In the meantime, if you are not subscribed to the channel already, please do. We are in a little bit of a transformative period right now, maybe trying to put a video out every Wednesday and yeah, have some fun stuff planned. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!